Have you ever felt that this world isn't entirely real? As if there was something invisible working behind the curtain of our routine. As if, since your childhood, you had been watching without ever fully belonging. Living in the shadows of the everyday, feeling that the reality around you is not enough. Have you ever felt profoundly disconnected from what others call normal? Have you intuited that there is something within you that has yet to reveal itself, something asleep, waiting to awaken? Modern society has taught you to ignore that feeling, to silence the voice that screams from the depths of your soul. But what they don't know is that that voice, that twinge of intuition, that reasonless certainty, may be the imprint of an ancestral knowledge. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are veiled. This is not a video to convince you. It is a key, a door, and once you cross it, there is no turning back. Today, I will speak to you of something that most people don't even dare to consider, of a truth whispered in hidden circles, written in symbols, buried in myths, and which perhaps is engraved upon your very skin, because there are those who walk among us without knowing who they are. Beings with dormant abilities, hidden gifts, ancient pacts, witches with no broom, warlocks with no wand, old souls trapped in modern bodies, and maybe you are one of them. It all begins with a hunger that food cannot satisfy, a thirst that water cannot quench, a need to know, to understand, to remember. Have you felt that way? Have you looked up at the sky with questions that no one can answer? That thirst is the first sign. It is not mere curiosity. It is a calling, an echo of something you have forgotten but that still beats within you. You are drawn to the mysterious, the inexplicable, the sacred. Ancient symbols speak to you even though you don't know why. Words like ritual, oracle, incantation, portals awaken something in you that you didn't even know was sleeping. And it is no coincidence. You are not crazy. You are remembering. But there are more signs. Observe your body. Do you have 3 moles forming a triangle? It is not a simple genetic coincidence. It is a signature, a vestige of your spiritual lineage. The ancients knew that the human body bears the marks of the soul, and the triangle is the symbol of the sacred trinity, spirit, mind, and matter. Whoever bears it has been touched by an ancestral pact, and those moles are tiny portals to your sleeping truth. There are other marks, more hidden, more profound, your hands. On them, your magical history may be written. The witch's cross. Do you have it? That small intersection between the lifeline and the headline. Ancient sages said that whoever possesses it was initiated into the mysteries from childhood. They are ancient souls, incarnated again and again, perfecting their power. People with intuition so keen it sometimes frightens them. With the ability to attract, to protect, to sense the future. Look further. Beneath your fingers, dormant symbols may hide. Under the Jupiter finger, a cross grants you spiritual leadership, a compass to guide others. If it is under Saturn, then your destiny is arcane learning. Magic acquired through experience, error, and wisdom. On the Sun finger, it is charm, inspiration, direct connection with the divine. And if it is on Mercury, it is the power of word, of thought, of mental alchemy. A mind that transforms, that heals, that liberates. But there is more. Some of you bear more complex marks, intersecting lines beneath the ring finger, a barely visible triangle. That is the psychic triangle, a warning seal, an energetic prison. It means your soul has used magic before, not benevolently. Perhaps in another life, perhaps in another plane. And so, your gifts were sealed, protected from yourself, not as punishment, but as protection. Because power without consciousness destroys. But every prison has a key, and this video is one of them. Have you ever felt you heal others unintentionally? That your words bring relief, that your presence calms? Then observe your hand. The healer's lines are there. 4, 5, 6, 8 or more. They are not lines. They are scars of the soul. Proof that you have walked as healer, physician, shaman. You have placed hands upon broken hearts. You have whispered words that closed invisible wounds. And that energy lives on within you. But it is not only the body that reveals your truth. So does your way of seeing the world. Do you love nature with an intensity you cannot explain? Do you feel at home among the trees, the mountains, the rivers? It is not mere love. It is recognition. Because the ancients knew that the earth was not just earth. It was a conscious entity, an energy network, a living temple. And those who felt that calling were the guardians of balance. If nature speaks to you, it is because you can listen to it. You are one with it, and magic is born of that union. Now, I want you to close your eyes. Feel, breathe. Listen to the voice behind my words. Is there something stirring inside you? A formless memory, a certainty without logic? That is not imagination. It is your soul, awakening. For centuries, knowledge was hidden, persecuted, burned at the stake, locked in grimoires, encoded in symbols. But it did not extinguish. Because what is true does not die. It only hides, waiting to be remembered. This video is not entertainment. It is a mirror. And if you have seen yourself reflected, then you can no longer ignore your truth. There are paths that open only when you are prepared, and signs that appear only when you are ready to see. Are you? Because if you have come this far, it is no accident. Your soul knew. It knew that in these words there was something that belongs to you, something that has always been with you, but that now has awakened. Intuition is not coincidence. It is a compass. The marks on your skin are not chance. They are maps. The connection to nature is not a hobby. It is an ancestral pact. And strange dreams, intense emotions, moments of déjà vu are not brain errors. They are memories, fragments of you being rebuilt. And you may be asking yourself, and now what? The answer is simple. Observe, listen, meditate, connect. The world needs you awake, not as a fairy tale magician, but as a channel of wisdom, as a flame lit in the midst of darkness, as a living reminder that there is more beyond what is seen. If you feel that what I have said today touches something deep within you, do not ignore it. Do not let it slip away. You know who you are, even if you do not remember it fully yet. Magic is not out there. It is inside you, waiting for you to recognize it. And when you do, the world will never be the same. And if you still doubt, if you still wonder if all this is real or just a spiritual fantasy disguised as intuition, stop, because the universe does not work in coincidences, only in synchronicities. And if something within you has resonated with these words, it is because that resonance is activating something older than your name, deeper than your memory. There are signs that many ignore, but that are there, like whispers of your true origin. We have already spoken of the thirst for knowledge, the triangular moles, the connection to nature, and the marks on your hands. But there is one more, one that often goes unnoticed. Silent, yet powerful. One that cannot be seen, only felt. The fourth sign, vivid precognitive dreams. Dreams that do not behave like dreams. Dreams that show you places you have never visited, yet know with absolute certainty. People you have never met, yet recognize the instant you see them. Warnings, symbols, numbers, recurring scenes. Awakenings with your heart racing. They are not mere dreamlike experiences. They are doors. They are messages. They are proof. The conscious mind is not always prepared to receive certain truths. That is why the soul uses the language of dreams. Because it is there that no filters exist, where veils vanish, where you can remember things you have never lived in this life. If your dreams have been like that, do not discard them. Write them down, observe them, study them, because you might be receiving fragments of your spiritual training, memories of past lives, warnings of what is to come, or simply reminders that you are not alone. Many times, those who bear hidden gifts dream of hooded figures, ancient rituals, lights that go out, doors that open on their own. Has it happened to you? Then ask yourself, what if you were not dreaming, but remembering? In ancient schools of wisdom, dreams were considered sacred visions, personal oracles, the soul journeying to other planes. And you could be traveling every night without knowing it. But dreams are not the only portal. There are places, concrete sites, geographies that call you for no apparent reason. Towns you visit for the first time, but feel you have always known. Ancient ruins where the wind seems to speak to you. Forests where everything stands still and time folds like an old page. That sensation of, I have been here before, is not coincidence. It is energetic resonance. It is spiritual memory. There are sites on Earth charged with what some call Akashic memory. Knots of energy, crossings of invisible lines, ancient portals where rituals, pacts, initiations were performed. And if you feel them, if your heart races when you step on them, it is because perhaps at some point you were there too. You participated, you remembered, and now the place recognizes you. Have you never walked into a house, a cave, a temple, and felt something awaken inside you without explanation? That energy, that vibration, that shiver is a sign. Because those who carry light within can sense the dormant light in places, and light seeks light. Another forgotten sign is the relationship with the elements. It is not a poetic metaphor. There are people who feel an intense affinity with fire, water, air, or earth. And that affinity is not random. Those aligned with fire often have the power of transmutation. They destroy the old, but also initiate the new. They carry an iron will, an energy that does not stop. Their challenge, not to burn themselves from within. Their gift, to ignite the flame in others. Those who vibrate with water possess an abyssal emotional depth. They can heal simply by listening. They absorb the energy around them like sponges. They store memories like underground currents. Their challenge? Not to drown in others' emotions. Their gift? To cleanse, purify, remember. The children of air are the visionaries, words that arrive before thought, ideas that seem to descend from the sky. They are messengers, prophets, innovators. Their challenge, not to get lost in the clouds. Their gift, to bring down from heaven what does not yet exist on earth. And those who belong to earth are the guardians of balance. Those who build invisible temples through daily acts. Steady, constant, intuitively effortless. Their challenge, not to become hardened. Their gift, to be roots for those who drift aimlessly. If one of these elements resonates with you, if you feel at home in its presence, then pay attention. It is not a mere preference, it is a calling. But even if you do not identify with an element, there is another way to know who you are: the reactions you evoke in others. Yes, you. Have you ever noticed that some people feel an inexplicable attraction to you, or that others become uneasy, restless, as if you disarm them without a word? That too is a sign. Bearers of awakened energy alter the energetic field of those around them, because their presence awakens dormant memories in others. They function as mirrors. And mirrors are not always welcomed, but they always reveal. That is why it is not uncommon for many who carry hidden gifts to have experienced isolation, loneliness, rejection, not because they are broken, but because they shine in a world that still fears the light. Has it happened to you? Then understand this. Loneliness, when it is not absence, is protection, because there are still paths that can only be walked in silence. There are still keys that only turn from within, and there are still souls that need to reunite with themselves before joining others. There are more signs, countless more, but perhaps one of the most powerful is the inner certainty that you are not in your first life. You feel it, you know it. Sometimes you dream it, and other times you remember it unintentionally. Memories that are not yours. Pains without names. Inner voices telling you what to do without knowing why. And perhaps you have been here before, once, twice, 10 times, and this is not just another life. It is the life in which you decide to awaken, in which you remember, in which you recognize yourself. And why? To help others remember who they are as well. Because individual awakening is meaningless if it is not collective. And gifts are not ornaments. They are tools to heal, to guide, to protect, to remind. True power is not moving objects, nor reading the future, nor reciting perfect incantations. True power is knowing oneself, is loving oneself, is freeing oneself from fear and living with awareness. One who awakens their magic transforms the world without making a sound. Their presence changes spaces. Their gaze reveals paths. Their words ignite fires in another's soul. And if you have come this far, if all this has resonated with you, then you already know. You need no more proof. You need no more signs, because you have already begun to remember, and if you are still here, it is because something greater than you brought you. It was not the algorithm, it was not chance, it was your soul, answering the echo of a truth it already knew. And now, pay attention. For what I am about to say is not for everyone. It is only for those who are truly prepared. Sometimes, the hardest part is not awakening, but accepting what you have seen upon opening your eyes. Because awakening is not comfortable. It is not Disney magic. It is raw. It is violent. It is recognizing that everything you believed secure may be an illusion. It is witnessing the collapse of internal structures that have supported you for years. And yet, feeling a profound peace on the other side of that collapse. That is true initiation. When nothing outside of you makes sense, but inside, everything fits. And then you begin to see signs everywhere. A song that speaks to you. A book that appears at the right moment. A stranger who says what you needed to hear. An animal that crosses your path and looks at you with too much intensity. A synchronicity so precise it shakes your skepticism. You are not losing your mind. You are recovering it. The real one, the deep one, the one modern life has tried to silence with noise, fear, and haste. And at this point, the most important part arrives. The hardest part, the one that separates the curious from the truly awakened. Taking action. Yes, because knowing is not enough. Remembering is not enough. Being moved by this video is not enough. The question is, what will you do with this information? Will you bury it again and return to inertia? Or will you follow the thread to the end, even if it means your life changes forever? You decide, no one else. Because true power is not something given to you, it is something you claim. And if you feel that this is the beginning of something big, if your skin tingles and your chest stirs, then do not leave in silence. I want you to write in the comments the phrase, "I am the remembrance of who I was." It is your code, your signature, your act of manifestation. And if you have arrived here, you already belong to something, an invisible network, a community of souls returning home, a spiritual family that transcends time, space, and algorithms. Subscribe. Yes, do it. Not because I say so. Do it because if something inside you has been lit, you will need more fire, more guidance, more pieces of this enormous puzzle that we are slowly rebuilding together. And hit the bell, because the moment you least expect it, another fragment of truth will reach you, and you will want to be ready. This is not the end of the video. It is the beginning of the next cycle. Remember this. You were born veiled. You were educated to forget, programmed to doubt yourself. But the veil is already falling, and you are already awakening. We will meet again. I don't know if in another video, in a shared dream, or in a life where temples still breathe and trees speak. But I will see you. I know it. Because those who remember always find the way. Until then, keep silent. Observe with attention. And when you feel that strange vibration in your chest, do not run, listen. That is your magic calling. Answer it. See you soon, old soul. We will meet on the other side of the veil.